were suspended. No bars, no alcohol.
The lawyer says, now get back in your jail. And we have two reporting tonight and a conflict relationship with his parents, Chester, tonight at the courthouse in Los Angeles. These are just some of those serious charges that they can bring
by electronic pheasant.
We have all over this country. Doors, shaking hands, hoping to
allow me to get with my build.
Since they made San Antonio and more connected.
Exotic JSON security scan.
Greenway at? There's a green little utility box right there. Thanks. What do you think?
Interesting.
Can you answer 1990 for a question?
Placement scan complete.
values of even President Trump's own earlier stance that we
machine hearing running with a small window on the screen, as you can see, but we could go to view and full screen, at which point virtual box comes up.
And then 9:15 and 9:15.
get into this, so let's look at right now.
Alert. Malformed file moved to quarantine.
Todoist is a to-do app and is something I use extensively. Its functionality is fairly straightforward. You simply add a task that you need to do and then check it complete when you're finished. Each task can have its own tags, deadlines, and you can even type a description.
Whether you want to
However, Todoist doesn't stop there. You can also split your to-dos into multiple projects, so that way you could break down large projects into smaller.
20% off with code NEW20. Because if you need it, we print it at Vistaprint.com.
That they've shown us throughout this process. And Alice, we've been very intentional about doing our part for the regional system. For the last 6 months, we've been operating on desalinated brackish water, and today right about half of our water comes from ground. And that means that we're drawing, we've lessened our draw from Lake Christi by So before this project, getting this project online, our goal is to be as self-sufficient.
Overwhelmingly coming from the right. This is a disservice because Americans want to know that whoever they are, whatever their political affiliation, that the response is going to be the same. And it is going to be done with the same diligence. And I'm wondering if you will commit to me right now that you will be a voice right now, standing up to those voices in the administration.
And the system will now reboot. And once again, we're arriving Linux Mint, this time installed on the computer. So I'll just log in. And here we are back on my desktop with a welcome wizard. And there's various things that can be done here, some of which I'll return to later. The critical one is that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, and on this computer there is an NVIDIA graphics card, the drive manager use all the right side for the NVIDIA graphics card.
We've got to support
second for what, third for what? We can go either support that still. Okay. But it's not suspended so much too. Right. So
later, please listen to me. We've only got 5.
No, I will listen.
After
your father's murder, you were often 10 years old. You went to look for cousins. Jason has been
Trim complete. Processed 136.
Now I won. It sort of looks bad. I'm suing myself, right? So I don't know, but that was a lawsuit that was very strong, very powerful. They raided illegally my house in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. They went through the drawers of my young son. They went through all of the evidence, the drawers of the first lady. She walked in, she said, "Wow, what happened?" This was very meticulous. This wasn't so meticulous. I should look into the drawers.
We'll just type it in and explain it. And once again, we're arriving at the Linux, this time installed on pictures. So I'll just log in. And here we are back on my desktop with a welcome wizard.
Inconvenient without a function remote. But did you know a replacement key doesn't have to burn a hole in your pocket? Introducing carandtruckremote.com. We offer top-notch aftermarket key fobs for a fraction of the usual cost, as much as 80% off standard retail prices. How do we pull this off? We're leading experts in the aftermarket car key industry, offering high-quality replacement options that perfectly fit your vehicle that leverage technical technology.
Renaming complete. 1,217 files. Scan complete. System is secure.
I always want to show you copy lots of files at the same time, so let's go back to our C drive.
JSON has been completed.
Copy lots of files while so for example, this is C start, back again to the home directory, pictures, I can spell it, and also Wales. And what that's going to do...
Proton VPN. We all know what a VPN does and what we should probably have one handy.
Using cycles at 1, reserve 312, leopard, 331 leopard with TV, 304 dispatch, 2020.
Of it. That's all. It is still a first draft. The applications are variants, the settings are very variable, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps, not sure it's...
See it for you guys. And if you guys fail, be sure to click the like button to let YouTube know.
There are some performance opening and closing apps.
Hello.
Right. Permitting it to run.
Like Senator Collins, so instead of
That's issued anytime when the apparent temperatures, which is the wind chill, the apparent temperatures less than or equal to 25 degrees for at least 2 hours are expected across a widespread area. So depending on the severity, again, the duration, it may be recommended that we open up the emergency refuge centers. We still send out messages, encourage those who need to warm up during the hours to use the city libraries or the senior centers. Again, the center
Mission complete. Hello files sorted. 8 placed in red folders. 14 zero empty folders. LVC JSON generation complete with loaded series files. Workflow complete with fixed JSON.
262. I'm going to be turning on the Shepherd, the northbound Furnace Road and Bakeries. 34.
10-4.
One thing, we feel, and then now you can go ahead and entry vehicles.
10-4.
And
yeah, we saw it was high right now. Now you're getting all kinds of there it is. So let's say you did
issues or anything like that, and well, I use it for everything, not just work. I use it for my grocery list,
also add a note that will go on one side and mine will go on the other. And as long as we're here, we might as well mark these as part of Tool Room Takeover 2025. That should raise their value on the collector's market. These are going to the UK. They'll take actually point rust. So that down and deliver. Not only does it put in this I bought off on the Express. That's a Ford Caravan.
And then 915,
Yeah.
Put on VBA.
Michael Williams, Sophia White, male, Shiner, Rock, Texas. Sorry, eligible is clear. Just show a couple of speeding cars. 573.94.
Show up late.
This is for me here in Holjo. Like, we'll have a house not to leave. You can go. There's the one side of the room. That's the
But you better make sure you don't download software outside social websites. Oh, there you go. Nice. That's one thing that Linux can do.
Any calls that have been received in the last several hours to 911 have been unrelated, and we have no additional calls for service or calls of anything related to this incident. The video that will be released is from that building where the shooting occurred, which is the Harrison Holly building, looking towards Hope Street. And as I mentioned, that will be shared as soon as we conclude. We are still encouraging, as we did earlier.
Vista effect.
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards, but did you know we print everything you need to get your brand in front of your fans? We print banners and signs that help your business stand out. We print postcards and flyers that get people talking. And we print must-have merch like tote bags, t-shirts, and water bottles. What do you want, a food or?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sitting around and not able to give out cards. He wants a built-in service.
Alright, I just put the 932 with the sub-dollar bill. That's why I got confused.
Okay, and then 915,
password. There we are. Installed. So, back. The next bit of install ISO, which will improve the performance of the machine, not least by permitting it to run full screen.
As for the default applications, you get a very basic bare-bones file manager. It has
C350, and that's what this contract covers.
Therefore, your cost is going to increase because you have to have those service outside of the facility.
That's correct, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Wait a second.
wants a built-in service.
Ms. Paxson?
Alright, I just put the 932 with the sub-dollar bill. That's why I got
Okay, and the 915.
And inside the letters will snap into place. It's just a spring and the 4mm bolt. Basic detail. Oh, and the stuff I bought from Eurotones is already here too. The transformer is way heavier than I thought. The tubes are beautiful. I really like them. The speaker is a 6-inch. I know it's small, but this has to be a small one. Going up to 8 inches we have made the cabinet a lot bigger, so I went with 6. People recommended these ones, so I can't really but
Okay, I'll see if I can do anything. Negative. It's one. Copy. Link 03.
of a desktop, it is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones.
At the time, I didn't know how much that
some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps, not sure it's...
Put your entire source tree in the then compress it. And you have to do another step where you turn the binary
about that girl. I'm gonna tell you right now, she is a goddamn
huge file with.
You might have thought these things were happening before, but now you can see all the funny without a shadow of a doubt. That shit actually went down. Just like that old ass thing. She really for the team on that one. Really gross. This dick is like 80 years old. It's like heath.
Try the secret compartment.
Joe.
Thanks.
So we wanted this much. Go ahead.
Did he go in?
132, change 45-2.
24301. 61301. Address is 5905 Hugo.
So you have that hidden target for which qualifies as asking. So you have that hidden target for which qualifies as
This is something that every time we go on it, it's really at least or intoxicated.
134B, heading toward it.
Airport.
Please show me some food. Let me give him some food.
Roger. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sitting around and not able to give out cards.
Alright, I discussed the 932 with the... 32. Another 40 else when you're done.
Okay, and then 915,
I'm sending you go.
Okay, and then 915, that goes well with, I have it in 3 vehicles. Yeah, out to 932.
Yeah.
So you give me some stuff. I guess I just slow it down. I'm not going to get it for you on that flight. I think I gave him a couple of CCPD the other day. You need another call?
Advisor, may you call him back for 18?
Roger that. Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Sitting around and not able to give out cards. Wants the bills and service.
Alright, I just cut the 932 with the sub-dollar bill. That's all I got.
Okay, and then 915, I have a house.
Yes, what we do is that the technician is on his way in about 10 minutes. Registered to title, I'll be on foot. One, 49, number 9. Template. I see where you were out with him and he was told to vacate for 3 weeks. I don't see a CCW. Yeah, I'm 34.
145, I'm on Alpha. 130, 42, 22. 34, correct, thank you, sir.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, the individual who are getting off the unit is being
out your advisor to call for an ambulance in 1860 US 181 at positions premier. This country's ABS has some communications with the lines of our customs airplane.
UGL.
What do you want? Me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mama said you were looking for me. Oh, no. The guys told me that... what?
Flex 1, Flex 1, Flex 1. Flex 3. Available right now, Station 72 for training.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, you should be able to run that on any computer without any trouble. I've never driven a stick in my life, but my heart is full yet!
small business owner because I have no idea what I'm doing. But GoDaddy Arrow does, using AI to build a logo, website, and social content. Walton Goggins goggle glasses, because if your goggles ain't Goggins, they don't belong on your noggins. With GoDaddy Arrow, it's like you know what you're doing.
Hey, can you get a clothing description of some of his friends that got in on the '81 in field with Louisiana 919 Henry Queen Union. 919 Henry Queen Union in City White Jeep.
Everybody cleared it. Except for
Code 1.
Testify.
Came out, they just smelled the popcorn to get their, or they smell like they're in the slow. And you watch it, they're like, where's that? Come to figure out where it is.
I'm saying,
You know, all the Tomcats and Buggers, she might have
been. I got that one with Authoritarian entry box. Yeah, to 932.
Yeah.
Roger that. Thank you very much. I appreciate the call. The bill sitting around and not able to give out cards once the bill's inserted.
I just cut the 932 with the battle bill. So I got confused.
Okay, the 915, I just
And when she calls me, let me do a callback, see exactly where she's at now.
Intimidate. And 4110A, could you all go check that adultery word count?
And it'll ask me a few more questions. Where am I? I am in the UK, that's fine. London is fine for my time zone. I need to create an account. This is a local account. We're not going online here. This is simply a local account on the computer. So I'll just set this up. The password there is fair. This is only a test system. And note, we do have an option here to log in automatically, or I'm going to leave things to require a password on logon. So we'll click on continue. And there we are.
This is DJ Lansart.
DJ Lansart, 1838.
$36, we need a white Dodge Ram.
At Brown University, we extend our
Because that actually makes you practical. It has nothing to do with your IT. 23 browser.
Okay, any requests from the public? A public comment on any design 320 is complete.
Shootout was likely 3312, 830
Jason, security now.
Unit 3. Trace the general inform tracer did.
Assistance to us as well, a direct assistance. And I just received a call from the President Trump as well, expressing the same type of urgency and the same type of offers to respond to us in a way that we, one, keep people safe, but also, two, we're going to make sure that we catch the individual that brought so much suffering to so many people. And
hiring or not is not working.
Captured along with his wife.
You've got to present a bigger vision, and I think the consequence doesn't come up in those primaries.
Both of whom
Carlos,
now face American justice.
Republicans, President Trump, understand how difficult this healthcare issue is. They know what it cost them in 2018. My understanding is that everyone wants to see a deal. I know they haven't been explicit about that, but I think they're quietly rooting for these members in the House that have taken matters into their own hands with these discharge petitions.
And they're already very good at reasoning in limited domains like mathematics. Almost all the experts believe that it's inevitable that if we don't blow ourselves up or have massive pandemics or something like that, they can...
And hey presto, our bootable USB drive has been written and verified, so we're now ready to install Zorin OS on the computer. And it's going to be this computer, an Odyssey x86 J4105, so let's insert the flash drive and boot it. And here we are booting from the US, to do this on your computer, you need to enable USB booting, as I explain in my PC BIOS settings.
Available, running on Station 72 for training.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Consonate and Pop OS, I love what they've got. It is a
the world's largest single antenna, there are more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to antennas. And you can keep turning up the knob. I mentioned phased arrays that have not just one collecting surface, but a whole bunch of different antennas, and you can phase them up coherently. It's kind of like having a virtual surface that you build into the computer. These have been used for about 40 years for doing things, because if I want to steer the beam in a different direction.
Roger that. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate the call. Sitting around and not able to give out cards. He wants to build and serve it.
Alright, I just put the 932 with the $12 bill. That's all I got for you.
Okay, the 915, I got that one going.
The desktop, it is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps. I'm not sure if it's...
And I'm...
This is 16
I'm in the area, but I'm not able to locate the vehicle. Is there any way you
Scan
can
complete.
have the
System
RV,
is secure.
turn on their hazard
Roll over for you. Don't believe that's really possible.
He ain't gonna be able to goddamn fix anything.
Scan complete. System is secure.
The deposit is open within the following Windows application. And the first time you do this, you will get a message asking you to install
sit here and wait for this to run, this phone arc to the
he is not yet medically cleared by the jail. And we have new reports tonight on his complicated relationship with his parents. Morgan Chesky
starts us off tonight at the courthouse in Los Angeles. These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring.
And hey presto, our bootable USB drive has been written and verified, so we're now ready to install OS. And it's going to be CX86 J4105, so let's insert the flash drive and boot it up. And here we are booting from the USB, and to do this on your computer, you need to enable USB booting, as I explained where PC was set up.
Car, did you walk into a house? We don't know that. There was also video taken inside the building where he opened fire, and I asked the police and hear about that tape. Disregard saying something. Now, out of the building, and wondering.
Chelsea.
All right.
(132) traffic.
Hi.
Gonna be south north with Queen Nora Frank, Queen 53 out of Florida. Queen Nora Frank, Queen 53 out of Florida, south north near Birdwatch.
Internet Medicate for a full EOZ 8011, 5037 Cambridge, 1537 Cambridge. Go ahead and work off. Three C 1050.
Good.
43, it may be counties. I got the father calling in, see his son told him. It's going to be off of field, going towards the clock. You're going to go all the way down to the dirt road there in the middle of the field.
10 on the road.
Field mode, is you're going off of 631.
Particularly Kansas Zero Alpha.
Careful.
(132). One by name and date of birth.
For that's what the original caller gave my partner. 631 just off of the Texas Turkey. He's pinging off of that. And just right before you leave, the father called state. It's going to be pretty hard to find. Said it was behind that area. You're going to take a dirt road. It's in the middle of the field.
Yeah, for the only thing. For an ID, so you might want to try the middle as the month.
7.
If I believe I located them, it's going to be down Southfield off of 181, Southfield all the way down until the road turns into the dirt road. It looks like there's 2 vehicles out here, about 4 individuals standing outside. And it is going to be in the county.
Denver.
No other country is weapons like this. No other country. We have the best weapons in the world. We have the best military in the world. And when we took out Iran, that
No observed bleeding or laceration.
You. Can you make me a work order for 5901 Hugo S1 inside?
Alright, it's work order 24308. 492, and your birthday is 29, no return.
Okay.
Okay. At 5905 Hugo, left gas source is off and locked, flooding cap per safety. Fires CCPD on with the 5901, picking the gas readings in the seam of the door. S1 inside, lift off and locked, plugs and caps. Gas notice at the front door. 24. And 4, I'll be on the 16th to the yard. You get anything, let me know. But the roll up target.
Yeah, you can confirm.
One time, are you seeing a vehicle you're on return? Traffic.
Posts that 3 meters are about 10 feet, and they're there. They're all under posts. There's dual polarization, and this is all steered by electronic facing. Back in the 50s when you could do this. In Europe, you have another geospatial remote sensing radar that's not that size, but with fully electronic steering down to the element level. 432 phase dipoles, 50 megahertz or 60.
1028.
175.
Henry Sam 3534. Say GMC.
It's confirmed. Right, shoot to whatever it is that's off of 11.
4. Sorry, down 23.
42.
Down 23. Nothing.
Copy. I think you chose right to 181 to do. Gonna be Southfield. We're all the way down to almost reaching 181. Too far.
One 110.8.
February.
143 on 10.8. Available for calls.
February.
Well, ESC 9002, 1702 North Lexington Boulevard, the Log Incorporated. Being on scene, requesting a medic from male to the head. Side about 2320.
He's deranged. He's a deranged individual. Well, they should. I'm surprised it takes so long. You know, we're talking about violent crime. What about the crime against a political opponent? That's what we have to talk about too. Make sure you're in compliance with detention policies.
That he has allegedly been out there approximately 30 minutes by himself.
Right.
10-4, girl. 10-4.
No, not as well.
10-4. Copy, Master.
and now you're seeing it.
Yeah, we saw who's behind him.
Simple, because Windows insists on installing updates first.
I'm sure your boss will understand when your Windows PC randomly shuts down in the middle of, say, an important meeting, or just before a deadline with your work unsaved, you're lucky minutes booting back up while it does. You said, whichever option was closest to
very vocal that he disagrees with the fact he wants lower rates today after about that not so fast, but first term of next year, President Trump is interviewing candidates related to this week who will very much see a different makeup at the Fed because of the chooses and there is even more division potentially next year.
Tried so hard to fit so many years before in this battle to do this. Mostly 4 points as well, which is insane. So now that I've removed all the heat sinks and fans from the motherboard, there are 4 things that we need to cool. The VRM, chipset,
clear in court today, but his lawyer says he has not yet been medically cleared by the jail. Morgan Chesney started off with 17 in Los Angeles.
These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring.
Wind ruffles off.
What are you shooting for?
Traffic. First Community Bank with George Frank King 9353, George Frank King 9353, First Community Bank on Wildcat. Go for it.
Mission complete. Trash load to curb.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Call on.
Not able to give out cards. Service.
Normalization. Move 9 files to processing zone.
15, at least.
And, I think we did learn a lot from the last time we did this. I know that there's great organizations out there that are trying to help also. So I think the coordination efforts and, last year I know that
Well, you gotta get this guy out here. They probably
was trying to get and they couldn't get him.
While watching the game, I'm not gonna lie, it was a trip, right? Like, it was almost like I was watching like a real life video game, like a real life, you could see when the shots were going up and like, it was like, it coordinated, you could see when they would get a rebound, it would pop up like on the screen, and, of course you could go to another website and it was on and like buy the stats, but it wasn't as intuitive as this was, and just like seeing just how easy it was to move themselves and move around.
Decode is set to be right. So I'm going to set to not see that message again. I'll switch to full screen. And oh look, Windows is not full screen.
The power of the that's what was a lot of people they understand it. Also I know what they've got. It is a
TV is right.
We're next going to install VirtualBox Guest Editions ISO, which will improve the not least by permitting it to run full screen and allowing the shared.
Available running on Station 72 for training.
Placement scan complete.
recent drivers, you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to the root on Cosmic and Pop OS, I love what they got. It is a
be hours of research into seconds to summarize the benefit of the code. Let's explore the key features that have made it super reliable workflow. It has API grounded planning that defines domain-specific knowledge and API to ensure accurate and relevant planning. It employs business logic-driven reasoning. We have guided its reasoning on real-world scenarios. It supports advanced understanding of
and hoping
2300.
Yes, sir. So what is one?
Station 72.
Recent kernel, recent drivers, you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to the blue on Cosmic and Pop OS, I love what they do. It is a
All right, it is 1:34. I'm going to call the Corpus Christi B Corporation meeting to order. Ms. Huerta, please call the roll.
President Diana Summers.
Present.
Vice President Jesus Jimenez. Mark LaRue is absent. Victoria Holland is absent. Jennifer Lapello.
Present.
Dale Concello is absent. Claudia Mustagashi.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum present to conduct the meeting.
Dream complete.
All right. Moving on to item C, public comment. Would anyone like to make public comment? Seeing none, Ms. Huerta, have you received any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Great. Okay, moving on to item D, the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If there are none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say no. The motion carries. All right, moving on to item E, the financial report. The Type E financial report as of November 30th, 2025.
Thank you, Madam President. Cedric Yogas, Director of Finance and Procurement here for the presentation. We do have one correction to the financial statements included in your agenda packet. The housing fund balance sheet had a row hidden for the accounts receivable of $108,000. We did figure out balance sheet for that statement. Changes are needed for the financial statements as far as the fund balance and net assets. There's no changes, it's just a row statements. So we included the agenda pack of remaining of the unaudited financials as of November 30th, 2025. Also, you should have received a kind of a cheat sheet on sales tax notes. I'm sorry, Type A, Type B is called sales tax notes. And for me, it's something kind of reference back to, especially with this new Type B that should be coming into effect here this fiscal year. So I was hoping, and then your board members that have questions, your existing board members, and contact information is on the cheat sheet. So I just wanted to highlight for the board, we have the existing Type B fund. As I go through this presentation, the existing Type B basically has about 3 different checkbooks or funds. And so the Type B fund, as was, has a lead cent sales tax. And that one cent, 50% of the sales tax goes to economic development. Then the next $500,000 of the remaining 50% goes to the housing checkbook. And then the remaining balance of that goes to the streets fund, checkbook. This fiscal year, we do have the Type Bs that we're going to be repurposed for new Type Bs. And so the arena Type A fund was voted to become the facilities Authoritarian collector street fund, which is a total of 8 cents sales tax. And then we also have the downtown city wall Type A fund, which will become the 1 cent sales tax for the city wall and citywide flood control fund. This presentation does include those new funds that are to be created for the new Type Bs. On a budget basis, the new Type B for the facilities and Authoritarian collector streets fund was supposed to come in October 1st, 2025. After all the documentation needed to be filed with the state, we received communication from the state that that fund should be in effect January 1st, 2026. So what you'll see is you'll not see budget from October through December and the presentation from October through November. With more actuals, the actuals for that sales tax is sitting in the arena fund. That's although we are not able to collect or not repurpose those funds yet because in October, we still continue to receive those under the original authorization and the Type A sales tax.
Eventually those funds will be repurposed?
Yes, definitely. It's just the timing budget versus the approval from the state didn't line up as anticipated. Okay. So that's a bunch of information. Feel free if you want to talk to me afterwards if you have more questions or want to talk about the sales tax, I'll take your provide on. But here I'll jump into the PowerPoint presentation for the Economic Development Fund. Presentation here, first slide here is the budget to actuals for the Economic Development Fund. So this is 50% of that 1/8 in sales tax that I mentioned earlier. And we'll start here with the amended budget column and going down to the total revenues row. Total revenues budgeted for the fiscal year 2026 for this particular fund is $4.7 million. Actuals as of November 30th, 2025 amounted to $844,000. That leaves about $3.9 million of revenues to be earned for the remaining of the fiscal year. Next row we want to jump down to the total expenditures of about $10.6 million was budgeted for fiscal year 2026. As of November 30th, 2025, a total of $334,000 has been spent or expensed. This leaves about $10.2 million appropriations pending to be spent. Jumping to the last row, we have the fund balance on a budget basis. We're estimating the year at $3.6 million as of November. And for actuals, the actual balance is about $9.9 million. And so as you can see, expenditure budget, that fund balance will come back again. And files. This next slide is the forecast, and we expect that we do need to update that heading. But here, I'll walk through this for the board. And this thing works, your beginning fund balance column, starting with the first row of 2026. Tables essentially you take your beginning fund balance, we're adding estimated annual revenues. We account for commitments of incentives that are coming up, and as well as administration and other expenditures that will be paid out. And this leaves an ending estimated balance available for additional commitments you'd like to make throughout the year. That's the important thing here to highlight. I won't go through every single row. What I will have in the next couple slides are the existing commitments as well as the administration and other expenditures. But here you see the funds available for commitments to additional projects continues to grow. With the conservative estimate on sales tax, we do keep that flat. To be conservative, but you can see by 2033, until we start adding additional commitments, your available funds are about roughly $26 million. This time installed on the computer. This next slide comes back to is the major business and small business contracts, so that $8.2 million was on the previous slide as far as commitments. This is what makes up your commitments in 2026 and future years, existing contracts. So just going down and highlighting a couple of these agreements, just some of the large ones we have, the Next Corpus Company LLC, $4.8 million committed to South Texas military housing, $2 million committed to Oklahoma Suites Hotel, $2 million committed to Courtyard and Residence Center, and $2 million committed to TSA parking lot, Texas State Department parking lot lobbies. This particular commitment was approved in December. We wanted to go ahead and add that here to the list just for awareness. And then you have the $2.6 million committed to small business contracts. This next slide is what's committed for administration services and operating expenditures. So it includes our agreement with the Corpus Christi Regional Economic Development Corporation, as well as the funding that goes over to the city for administrative services. Here, one of the larger expenses is transferred to the CIP fund, and I believe that is for the Playhouse building and HVAC improvements. The next slide here is our housing fund. So this is a separate checkbook that I spoke of with the estimated sales tax revenue to be funded at $500,000. We've already funded those $500,000, so we jump down to the total revenues. Is on a budget basis, we expect $175,000 of revenues to come in. Actual revenues earned of $516,000. This leaves about $58,000 of interest earnings paid to the year for the rest of the year. Going down to the total expenditure, $75,000 was budgeted as of November. Expenditures amounted to about $13,000, leaving about $69,000 appropriations to spend. Coming to the bottom line here, the fund balance on the budget basis is estimated to be about $3 million. As of November 30th, it was roughly about $3 million. We do want to procure in December as well. December 8th, to the this in your province. You're commit $1 million. They'll show up in your next financials. The next fund here, we have the streets and the arterial collector, and this is the last fund from the existing Type E authorization. This fund has total revenues budgeted at $4 million. Actuals amount to $293,000. This is about $3.8 million pending to be expenditures amount to $4.1 million, with a large chunk of that being the transfer out to the streets. And the next slide will cover what those streets are. Total expenditures as of November 30th amount to $17,000. This leaves about $4.1 million of appropriations pending to be spent. Jumping to the bottom line, typically this fund is cleared out and transferred out to streets, but we're estimating fund balance of about November, we have $398,000.
Video graphics card, and on this computer there is.
Okay, your street CIP fund, total $16.3 million has been budgeted for the streets that are listed there. Expenditures amount to $3.6. We do have encumbrances of about $4.8 million. This is about $7.9 million appropriations pending to be included. Okay, so here we start the new Type E funds. So these are the funds that will be the repurposed Type A. So this one here is the facilities fund. Total revenues budgeted 4.5. As mentioned earlier, we won't see any actuals to the month of January. January sales tax will receive those as well. March 16th. So January, whatever in terms of quite a bit of considered this is anticipated fund balance about $4.5 million. Year-to-date expenditures are not for what the next fund we have is the streets fund. Same thing here. This is one of those anticipated to start in October. We have a total revenue of about $4.5 million budgeted. Expenditures budgeted at $4,644. Anticipated building a fund balance of about $4.5 million. Lastly, we have the Seawall Citywide Flood Control. This particular fund is revenues are not expected to come until April 1st. The total budget here is about $4.5 million. Expenditure budgeted amounts to $52,000. We build an anticipated fund balance of about $4.4 million. Lastly, this is our sales tax revenue update. This is not part of the slide that can be improved. It is still tough to look at. So here we go. The budget includes not only your existing Type B fund, but the repurposed Type A funds. So that shortfall in budget is really related to those Type A sales tax that are flowing into your Type A sales tax fund. However, when we did the comparison to actuals, we included the Type A sales tax, which we probably shouldn't because those sales tax aren't in there. We worked on these sales tax revenue what's happening with this. Overall, what I can tell you is sales tax as of November 30th is up 1.4%. That concludes my presentation for the Type B. I'll stand by for any questions.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions on the report?
So it's against state law to
executive session items. The board will go into executive session on item number 3 for Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and 551.087.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sitting around the room and not able to give out cards. Wants to go.
Thank you.
I just put the 932
Well, I don't want to tell you exactly, but we are certainly looking at land. We've had a couple of days where there wasn't anything to be found. And that, I view that as a good thing, not a bad thing. But we had tremendous amounts coming in by boats, by very expensive boats. You know, they have a lot of money, very fast, very expensive boats that were pretty big. And the way you look at it is every boat that we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives.
Cutting board. When I got home, I checked it. It looked clean, but deep in the grooves there were bits of food. I smelled it, and nearly gagged. That same raw chicken smell. I always clean it well: hot water, soap, bleach. But I found odor absorb juices like a sponge, trapping bacteria like E. coli and salmonella deep inside, where bleach can't even reach. I felt sick. I threw it out on the spot. Thankfully,
Right.
We offer straw, photos. We don't here have GIMPs, the GNU Asian Information Program, used to be included, apparently user feedback saying we don't have there. International players could we've got
Defense protocols synchronized monitoring for password attacks and
we do that office down here in virtual box, office disconnect the network adapter.
At the time, I didn't know how much this sucked.
We get this message because
the network.
And I said to them,
we can fix this by going backwards.
setting aside that stumbling over the word articulable is objectively the DA confirming he used the night to allegedly kill his parents. Nick Bronner is expected to appear in court today for his lawyers. He has not yet been medically cleared by the jail. And we have new reporting tonight on his complicated relationship with his parents. Morgan Chesky starts us off tonight at the courthouse in Los Angeles.
These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring.
Security warning. Infiltrate phishing detected on network. Security warning. Written SSID server detected on network. Security warning. Written SSID server detected on network.
Thank you.
Software without going near the Right.
I said we'd come back.
The people that we want to, and I'll tell you, the Democrats seem like they're real at this. They're doing something. You know, we're getting rid of programs that we didn't like to stop, but that were negotiated. We terminated on a permanent basis.
And this is all steered by electronic physics. Back in the 50s, one knew that you could do this.
The DA confirmed that he used it to allegedly kill his parents. Arnold is expected to appear in court today, but his lawyer says he has not yet been medically cleared by the jail.
That understands your context is part of future AI
relationship with his parents.
Of course, Android XR powers everything in between two. All new form factors like Exodus Project Aura will expand the Android XR ecosystem, letting you take some of the immersive headset experiences with you on the go, like at a coffee shop. Within all these devices, Gemini is the glue, giving you a simple, conversational interface.
I would expect I would be able to deal with my family issues on my own. Because I feel like I fucking deal with
Counteroffensive launched against BSid Falls.
So the FBI wants to call me the
Counteroffensive launched against BSid Falls. Defense protocol synchronized. Security warning. Evil twin fishing detected on network and display. Security warning. Vision SSID strip detected on network Counteroffensive launched against BSid Force.
I'm sorry, 13 and 5.
Yeah. Transport for 1 for line 3 patient 1 rider. Alright, I just have to go.
Show me clear. That vehicle is parked at the copy first.
Violent crime over 20% nationwide compared to the same period last year. It was the safest and most peaceful summer in 2 decades. And honestly,
Counteroffensive launched against BSid Falls.
Going yet. If we didn't have to fight all of these radical left governors, we could have had Chicago taken care of as an example. They had in a short period of
Defense
time
protocols synchronized.
1,000 murders in Chicago.
Monitoring for password attacks.
And the people of Chicago
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network.
22 has better driver support for
Security warning. Victim SSID strip detected on
2404. As one consequence, now uses Pipewire rather than Pulse Audio as its default sound server. But sadly, it also means that we're cursed with a new, thinner Ubuntu interface fonts. And indeed,
for an 18-month-old child that had fallen off his bed. Reported that he's not physically moving. He did stop breathing.
Starting JSON security scan.
That's about what you can do. It allows you to do things like improve logistics, to improve medical diagnosis by bringing citizens to watch medical scans and then go to look at scans and work out what people get wrong. It allows you to do things like natural language processing, building chatbot, to build autonomous robots and displays, self-driving cars. If you're going to have a car driving itself or a robot working alongside
and here we are back on the desktop with a welcome wizard, and there's various things that can be done here, some of which I'll return to later in the video, but the critical one is that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, and on this computer there is an NVIDIA graphics card, we need to launch the driver manager to install the right drivers for the NVIDIA graphics card. And just to be clear, if you have NVIDIA graphics, the best drivers are already being installed.
And this is basically a very
security warning.
Evil
twin phishing detected on network.
So it's actually hopefully going to be very, very quiet. I have my expectations for around, you might think this is me shooting a little optimistic, 50% of the performance that we saw in the 4090s.
Yeah. Counter-offensive launched against BSC false.
The heavy snow stranding the school bus in Minnesota.
Defense protocols synchronized.
17 workers could see major flooding this week.
The situation is extremely serious. And Camila Bernal joins us now. Press through Washington, you want to see that river there just behind you. Fears about it flooding. And there's already other flooding nearby impacting nearby homes and businesses.
Citizens live along this river and
security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network OD. Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network OD.
You should be able to run that on any computer.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on counteroffensive launched against BSC false. Alert. Malformed file moved to quarantine.
To accountability, to meaningful engagement.
Malformed file moved to quarantine.
The response we submitted speaks for itself.
Let me ask by show of hands,
Warning.
if you think that there are ever
Launch file detected.
appropriate for the federal government to intervene in what's taught actually in the classroom.
Lindsay, if I may, one way that the federal government influences us all is in setting priorities, and every administration has done that. What are the critical
Counteroffensive launched against BSC false. Defense protocols synchronized. Monitoring for security warning. Evil twin phishing. Counter-offensive launch against heaths. Security warning. Bitter SSID
steered by electronic phasing. So even back in the 50s when we knew that you could do this. In Europe, we will have another geospace remote sensing radar about that size, but with fully electronic steering on ground level. 432 phase dipoles, 50 megahertz or 60.
You know,
The DA confirmed that used enough
Any opposed?
The order was expected to appear in court today.
Alright, moving on to public hearing. Item number 4, public hearing and motion amending the Affordable Housing Project Loan Agreement with Christi Huntwick Avenue LP, commonly known as the Palo Verde Senior Apartments, in the amount of $1 million.
Operating system inside the main operating system.
$1 million loan for the Palo Verde Senior Apartments at 5501 Huntwick. It's 80 units, if you recall, 80 units of senior living, 75 of which would be affordable. The $1 million needs to be appropriated into the corporation's budget, and while we're doing that, we would like to ask for a couple of amendments. Nothing that we feel is substantial to the agreement that was approved in December. I do want to go ahead in full transparency and highlight some of those items. You do have a copy of the red line. One of the changes that has been recommended was they would like for the general partner to be the signatory on the agreement instead of the limited partner. We don't have any issues. One of the other items that we have asked be put in is that there's an automatic termination upon the borrower failing to receive bank financing or failing to comply with applicable federal and state laws, including but not limited to the city ordinances. And then they have requested that they be given 60 days to cure any sort of deficiencies throughout the project instead of 30 days, and we didn't have any problems with that. And then one of the things, this is a mistake that we made, we have throughout a couple of agreements now put in some rules that apply to our federal home program and don't apply to Type B funds, and they've requested that those requirements come out of the agreement, and it's not very often that we are able to take regulations from an agreement rather than have to put something, and it will reduce the monitoring that someone has to do. There are some rules and regulations that will apply to Type B. It will still apply to the project because we'll have them in our home agreement and our home documents, but they don't have to be in Type B as they're not applicable. And those were those items. And then of course, go ahead.
I can ask you a question. So, if a new thing can comply with that, do they still get the Type B funds?
That would... Okay, so I would say it depends. So if it is 5 years from now and they are not compliant with a home rule, for example, a tenant's rent was miscalculated, they would be given a time to cure that. But if they default on that loan, then there are problems with the financing, right? But not everything is, not everything means a loan default. I want to be clear there. So it depends.
Does that, yeah, so, but because these are cash flow loans, you don't need to loans. So it's, I know that's a weird answer, but yeah, it depends on what it is and whether or not it can be cured.
But you're saying there's a change. I guess looking at the ongoing changes, it's on income limits.
There's still 60% of the loan. But type B refers to a certain section of the federal code. It does not refer to the home section. Home units are actually tied to 80% limits. This is more restrictive in the way everything's being written at 60%. But there's the federal income limits and rent limits, there are different limits. We're specifically tied to the home rent limits under the home program, and these in section, Jackie, what's your off the top of your head? 14. Federal, right?
I thought that there was a $1 million and so, and they were saying they still have $1 million shortfall, which is why they came to Type B.
Yes.
And so they still have to meet the home loan requirements with that $1 million.
In the home loan documents. So,
they no longer meet the home loan requirements. Isn't our loan protected on that because we're coming in behind it?
Actually, you're going to be in front of it. What we did last month was determine that the Type B board wanted to be ahead of the
But, so if they lose the $1 million for the home loan, the way this project was presented was they needed both loans.
Oh, yes, so they do need both loans. The things that are being put in are, most of them are during compliance. So for example, if we are in year 3 and there is a deficiency in a home tenant income file, they counted in a year they shouldn't have counted, or the necessary was higher than it should have been. That's not a default, that's a monitoring finding that they can cure on the next reset or by reducing the rent. Not everything is necessarily a default on the loan. So we are not going to issue, because there's a home loan violation, we're not going to issue a monitoring finding on both the home side and the Type B side if the one rule only applies to the other. Now, it doesn't mean that one doesn't impact, but it's not necessarily a default on the loan when it's a monitoring finding that can be cured.
So overall, does the project still have to meet the home loan requirements?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not easing any income limits here with the changes on the Type B loan. They still have to have the home loan under their $1 million agreement.
But what we are doing is releasing an administrative burden of having them having to document twice and having us monitor twice and making sure that everything applies to both loans. If it doesn't, it's always happening. But there are those items that cure from 30 to 60 days and the change from to general partner to sign it. Those are not anything substantial for us. But there is no meaningful changes here. We're just trying to be transparent.
No, I appreciate it, and thank you for the clarification.
Yes.
Need to open. So sorry. Do we have any other additional questions? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to open for public hearing. Have we received any public comments? No. Okay. I'm going to close the public hearing, and now we can entertain a motion.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
I second. Are there any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, moving on to item J, Executive Director comments. Do we have any comments? All right. No. Seeing none. I do have a question. We've discussed having a workshop on Type A and Type B going forward. Do we have any update as to that workshop being scheduled?
we have not discussed any dates, but we can go over that this week and come up with some options, maybe set up a meeting with yourself. And
I think we'd like to see that before the first quarter closes, so it can impact things going forward. So let's get that on the calendar, please. Thank you very much. All right, there being no further business, this meeting is adjourned.
Sitting around and not able to give out cards. Let the bill for service.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network ODC.
Back to the front gate and just let those matter.
15.
Okay, because I came back here, but you want to go with Myra? Yeah, right there with Myra. I kept her heading in, they were by some roads out of that C&D up on top, so.
Just click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/coldfusionopen to save up to 20% off during this holiday season. Order by December 15th to guarantee delivery by Christmas, because great gifts like these earbuds shouldn't show up late. That's buyraycon.com/coldfusionopen. The links are below in the description too. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Now back to the story. At the same time, without fixing the basics, the company began pushing AI into every part of its services.
How's it going? Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, my mother went that way.
Now back to the story. At the same time, without fixing the basics, the company began pushing AI into every part of its services.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network attack.
Join us. We'd love to have you there. And you don't even have to identify yourself to be part of the community. The very successful Brax 3 phone is also available for pre-order.
Martinez out of Houston, eligible 49.
Created the directory, and now millions of dollars taxpayer money from.
Bill validator. Sitting around and not able to give out cards once the bill's in service.
Alright, I just put the 932 with the $6 bill also. That's why I got confused.
132, show me from the stairs. 915, I got that one valid. I had an entry block.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network 1.
Hello.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network 1. Security warning. Using SSID strip detected on network audio.
Hello, the yellow one. Hello.
Recent drivers.
Now, in order to show files contained contents of the current directory, we can use the list command or ls, or I can type ls and
SSID strip detected on network just.
if you want to know a bit more information,
If I could use my fertilizer,
ls
scale down versions of space times. The round logo in green and the yellow percentage sign in brown. I can extend width and but there's no way I'm replicating that false signing process. From what I can tell, the original is painted sheet steel with stenciled lettering, pretty much like these old garage signs. I love this kind of stuff, so let's try to...
Reading at this time.
Yes, sir.
Sign in. Now it's a subscription service. Microsoft is milking you for everything.
Database entire audio, entire audio is finished. Show you the entire audio is finished.
Dividing Delta 3, phone stop, it's going to be Staples and Ferment.
This time I didn't know how to make this up. I do now.
We have a gap here.
Now the cat, so that's the same goes for the store.
And say that,
And this time hopefully things will be okay.
He's putting in the gap.
There you go. I'm looking a little careful, but now we get position installed. I can
a different makeup at the Fed depending on who the president chooses, and that could mean that there is likely even more
Security warning.
Next year.
Visually detected on network CD.
Excavation September 2020 on the 2003 Harley Davidson blue and colored to Martin Montes by Port Walker.
10-4. What are the last four of the name?
6247. It's 6247.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network.
And as you see,
Security
what it says is we continue to work with our partners throughout the region. We've collaborated for a long time with Alice Mathis and Beville. Recently, during one of our water meetings, we talked about formalizing the
those people that come over to my office and actually watch these meetings alongside with me, and I'm working them up to come and speak to you guys, because it's one thing to hear it from me. I'm sure you guys are so tired of seeing me here every day talking about the same thing, which is people outside on the streets. This community environment is fantastic. Anybody who's running for office, who's in leadership, who's an advocate, or maybe you're just going to die and
and then using the facilities unit system to glue the pieces together.
I bet she says that to all of us.
So moving is going to be people's lives as the years go by. So computer technology is really...
is to install a virtual machine. And here I've installed 3 virtual roles. This allows you to run a guest operating system inside the host of the main operating system. I've got a video called How to Set Up a Virtual Machine. But just to show you what I've got going on here, down here, I've got a copy of the desktop Windows 7, and then here I install
location 14-20.
Bacteria like salmonella deep inside. Really, I didn't even reach. I felt sick. I threw it out on the spot. Thankfully, my husband recovered. But I knew we needed a safer option. Later, we were having dinner at my birthday. His wife is in still recovering.
Roger that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
In Europe, we had another
This December, we have been all over this country, and one idea you flying high. Tonight, 14 years and counting, our Made American Christmas, opening doors, shaking hands, and
building. However, I haven't seen him on video inside that building, and he did walk out of the building.
Can you explain that to me in all way? So he was in the building, we don't have video of him in the building.
We hadn't recognized him in the video yet. We do see some video from inside the building of a commotion. Clearly students are running. However, I haven't seen him on video that and he did walk out of the building. We don't have to explain the suspect in
So he was in the building, we don't have video of the building.
We hadn't recognized him in the video yet. We do see some video from inside the building of a commotion. Clearly students are running. However, we don't have, from the video that I've seen so far, we don't have the suspect depicted in the video.
I asked a follow-up question because
what about what are the
We are responsible to making sure that we abide by all the UDCs. And these are codes that we have to follow on the city according to
we can use all the partners we already have animal care services where if there's something that they can do while they're there, because again, not only 50 people show up to the animals, they don't have the animal care services. Humane Society is going to have to work with us, and Humane Society is one of the partners that they have met with and coordinated with. So Sarah, we just don't have the full list.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network 1000. Security warning. Autumn SSID secret detected on network.
I guess so.
Security warning. Evil twin phishing detected on network at TD8.
In fact, you can even use it on your phone. And it syncs your notes between devices. So it could be your OneNote taking out more all, but for me, it has all the functionality that I need.
Security warning. Autumn SSID strip detected on network heater. Security warning. Autumn SSID strip detected on network.
I think you will get that. You know, Santa's, cherubic side. You know what cherubic is? I think Santa would like cookies. You like the The FBI has arrested over 23,000 violent criminals, more than double the number arrested in the final year of the Biden disaster. The FBI has also destroyed your severely
Morgan Chesky starts us off tonight at the courthouse in Los Angeles.
These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring.
There you go. It's all yours. There you go. It's all yours.
Before you go in, just go out early, call the 18.
This is good stuff for you to kind of again,
unanimous consent request to enter into the record a NPR report from July of 2024, GOP vows to make America safe again. Statistics contradict their growing crime claim.
Security warning.
Also a report
Evil twin vision detected on network.
American Presidency Project dated January.
So I have my live monitor running. Make sure you choose appropriate frequencies. For example, I'm working with GSM 900, so I'm going to choose somewhere around 940. Everything is ready to go. So let's just use Genesis 8.5 and let's have this thing running in the background. And things you don't want to do, let's open up with.
This was 16 days ago. Yeah.
So the show press this, it will carry into
season-ending injury.
okay, it is fine.
The DA confirming he used a knife to allegedly kill his parents. Nick Bonner is expected to appear in court today, but his lawyer says he has not yet been medically cleared by the jail. And we have a son tonight relationship with his parents. Off tonight at the court.
Okay. These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring.
Sorry. 932 was the... Full street station and get with Jeremy Torito. He got some stuff coming over here from HR. For HR.
Traffic.
People love the concept of the jail. It was something that has, well, there's 4 or 5 different parts. It's, a little bit complicated because you can't it's not the easiest thing, so like a company, but the killing of thousands of lives every month, thousands and thousands of mostly soldiers, but as you know,
I got a video of this, you dickhead!
We don't like society where you don't resolve.
Don't speak, just feel the tone. Your heartbeat's calling me all alone.
The DA used a knife to allegedly kill his parents. Nick Bonner is expected to appear in court today, but his lawyer says he has not yet been medically cleared by the jail. And we have new reporting tonight on Nick and his complicated relationship with his parents. Morgan Chesky starts us off tonight at the courthouse in Los Angeles. A knife to allegedly kill his parents.
Serious
Windows 7 running. This is a test copy of Windows 7, and here I've installed, I think, Office XP.
Yes, the 100 lane, 4000 lane. Everyone has a fire hydrant that was needed during a traffic accident. Amazing.
Seconds 42. On aim dead left.
Okay.
824, 1987. Following is for information only. The following is for information only.
The DA confirming he used a knife to allegedly kill his parents. Nick Leonard was expected to appear in court today, but his lawyer says he has not yet been medically cleared by the jail. And we have new reporting tonight on Nick and his complicated relationship with his parents. Morgan Chesney starts us off tonight at the courthouse in Los Angeles.
These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring.
Yes, ma'am, we'll get to that, to your last point.
I'm gonna make my comment here now because it's.
Oh, and by the way, no trespass.
I do believe we do have absolute dedication.
I got a video of this, too, dickhead.
At the time, I didn't know how much they sucked. I do now.
They suck bigly.
Yeah.
And you can use that word.
And I said to them,
Yeah. Breathe. She had an individual who were getting off units and spit at her.
of a desktop, it is still a first draft. The applications of their bones, the settings of their bones. At the time, you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be. Some stuff is not set as it should be. There are some components that are to allow the app to
you want it back, you get it out again. You don't have to think about size or number of records or number of fields or anything like that unless it's really germane to your program.
42, you got to return.
Well, get an ID only for one of the young staff. Thursday, 2030, ID 35385367 Your name is showing
Out to 932.
Yeah. Very good.
Was 16 days copy Paul Lincoln Road,
Location 10-4.
Route 20. I bet she said that. Route 8, thank you for Rick Jackson. Route 1, we're coming back.
Someone, they'll find the nearest says, I thought you were everywhere. So it's not
Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, we're ready. One, two, our interim asset management director.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
System online.
Mayor, members of council, so therefore, it's going to be a program that we have on our books.
A recent colonel, recent driver, and then go ahead and we're going to also I will release always to get a new name. You can also change just call police URL and basically all of this Jula. And I'm just going to call my custom discharge. Then we'll go into text, and this is just going to load up the test image. Alright, here are module.
System online.
And this is just going to
System online.